Okay, grade 12s. Another thing that confuses a lot of people is the sign conventions. So the signs. Because remember, signs are very important because in your calculations, signs make a lot of difference. Because using a wrong sign on a certain equation can give you a totally different answer from what the answer expected or the answer on the memo. So it's important to know our signs. So firstly, let's start with gravity, the signs for gravity. Okay, so gravity. Now, the signs for gravity, even though people confuse them, they are actually very easy to remember. So just remember one thing. For gravity, for gravity, when you choose up as positive, so when you choose up as positive, when you choose up as positive, so gravity is negative 9.8 meters per second squared. But when you choose down as positive, gravity is equals to a positive 9.8 meters per second squared. So this you can write on top of your page when you do calculation. Just remember, if I choose up as positive, my gravity is going to be negative 9.8 meters per second squared. But if I choose down as positive, my gravity is going to remain as positive 9.8 meters per second squared everywhere in my equation. So that means for all the calculations. So another thing, don't change your sign in the middle of calculations. Don't say maybe 4.1, it was question 4, 4.1, 4.2, then 4.3. You're like, no, no, I don't like choosing up as positive. I want to change to now down as positive. The one that you chose at the start, so choose a sign at the start and keep that sign. Don't change it because that will mess up your calculations. Another thing you should know, the reason why when you choose up as positive, our gravity remains negative is because remember, gravity is always acting downwards. So that means if you choose up as positive, it's going to be a negative. Because why? Gravity does not attract objects up, does not take objects up, but it always pulls objects downwards. So that is why when you choose up as positive, gravity becomes negative. So that means if I choose up as positive, everywhere in my calculations, my gravity is going to remain as negative 9.8 meters per second. If I choose down as positive, it's going to remain positive 9.8 meters per. And look, this is independent of where the motion is going. By that, what do I mean? I mean, let's say the ball is thrown vertically upwards. Even if the ball is thrown vertically upwards or the ball is thrown downwards, the same conventions. I can, even if the ball is thrown upwards, I can still choose down as positive. Even if the ball is thrown upwards, I can still choose up as positive or down as positive. Now what changes is my velocity. So for velocity, now there's a difference. Remember, if I choose up as positive, that means my velocity for up will be positive. But if I choose, but also that would mean what? That would mean if I choose, let me write it here. So if I choose up as positive, that would mean my velocity going up will be positive. But that would mean that when my ball is going down, that means when my ball is going down, that will mean my velocity going down will definitely have to be negative. But if I choose down as positive, it would mean that my velocity going up, I will substitute it as negative. Then my velocity going down will have to be positive. So you will look at this more when you get into calculations, but this is what you need to remember with sign conventions. If I choose velocity, it changes sign. So if I choose up as positive, that means when my ball is going up, its velocity is positive. But if it's going down, my velocity is negative. Why? Because I chose up as positive. But if I chose down as positive, my velocity is going up and my ball is going up, then my velocity going up is negative because why? I chose down as positive. But that would mean when my object is going down, its velocity is positive.